Hello, friends and family. All right, today I want to share with you a thought that I had. It's a new one for me, and it has to do with like the connection between um, our most enjoyable times and the kind of stories that they make in our lives. Right? We say that we have these memories, and whenever we, let's say, go on vacation or whenever we do something fun, we hope that we can create stories out of these memories that would translate into to people that weren't there, or to people that kind of don't really know. You're trying to get them to understand how enjoyable it was, right? And um, sometimes there's like occasional enjoyment, such as when you like reunite with some close friend or family that you hadn't seen in a while, or sometimes it's just something like fun that you do, like kind of more on a more regular basis, right? Like for me, it would be playing golf, or jiu-jitsu, or playing basketball, or playing piano, or whatever, right? And sometimes, a lot of the times, um, some of these things are fun because they make good stories. They're good stories you can tell later. You can tell to like, oh, check out what happened this time, right? Let's say, for example, when my wife, if she asks me like, how was the park with the kids, then sometimes I'm like, oh, that was really fun. Here's what happened, and I have these stories about some silly things that we did, right? And then other times, it's equally fun, but there's actually not great stories, right? They're just like, oh, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, just in a regular way, nothing that's really that good of a story. So, I guess I used to think that in order for something to be really fun, it should create a good story, right? And also, that story should be relatable to anybody that didn't get it beforehand, right? Like, okay, if you don't get why this is fun to me, this story should reel you in, right? And yeah, so I used to think that, but now I think that not only is that not true, but sometimes it's the opposite. Like now I feel like some of my best memories are not great stories, right? They're just things that happened that it's like, man, if it was super fun, but I guess if you weren't there, like I can try to explain to you how it was, but if you still don't get it after that, then, um, it doesn't mean it's less fun for me, but unfortunately, there's no story that's going to make it more fun for you. And some people get that. Some people are like, no, man, I get it. It's cool. Just simple things like make you happy sometimes. Some people get it, right? But then other times, you'll have these comments where it's like, what's the fun in that, right? Like I've heard that a lot about golf. About actually, there's stuff like that about a lot of the things we do, right? Um, I've heard other examples. Like there's stuff that other people do that I don't really do as much, and I kind of sometimes wonder like, what's the fun in that, right? Some like fishing or hunting or axe throwing or whatever. Like if people like, so here's some other examples, like reading on a cruise, right? If you're just like reading a book on a cruise, what's the fun in that? Or one came up like taking a nap at a hotel, like on vacation. Like, what's the fun in that? And for some people, it's things that people do, and they enjoy them. And for me, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. That's your style of how to spend your time. Um, but like I don't spend my time that way, right? And I don't really see me converting, nor do I see you converting, right? It's fine. Um, but I guess I get the last point, right? Before we go, I want to say that I think sometimes when someone is like saying something to you, let's say you have a thing that you like doing. Let's say, for example, motorcycle riding, right? If it's like a nice day outside and you could be doing a handful of different things and you enjoy motorcycle riding for all day, right? If somebody says like, what's the fun in that? You're just sitting there and you're burning gas and you're going just in circles. And I think if the naysayer doesn't get it, even after your story or not story, then I would say it's probably a good thing that they're not joining you anyway. Because apparently, like, their skepticism in motorcycle riding or in whatever, it's probably gonna it's gonna hinder your enjoyment anyway. And it's like, great, that's fine. Like, if you don't get it, then that's cool. I probably don't even want you there. Because you would be like, that person would be the one that like kind of gripes and complains and starts nitpicking at the things that this could have been done better. Like, oh man, this is kind of dirty, this is kind of pointless, this is kind of loud, whatever, right? And yeah, so it's not always about having these stories to reel people in to the enjoyment that you're experiencing. Sometimes it's about using those stories to filter the people out of people that wouldn't enjoy it the same way, right? Yeah, so I guess that's it.